of science citations from the Public Library of Science. And it just gives you a hint of the breadth and depth of knowledge that is now moving at exponential speeds. Not only do we have trades going extremely fast, but the entire wavefront of human knowledge is now outpacing what most people could possibly interpret. So you can see why we're going to need AI increasingly as we move into the future. $1 million VC fund for funding startups around Watson. Mark Zuckerberg announced an AI lab for Facebook. And Vinod Khosla invested $40 million in Dilip George's company Vicarious. We'll be talking about some of these things tomorrow. The hype cycle around AI has been extreme since it began over 50 years ago. Here's Simon and Newell, who predicted in 1957 that an AI would beat the world champion in chess in 10 years. But 1967 came and went, no world chess champion. 77? No. Well, maybe AI is just hype. 87? No. Come on, guys, like, where's your mojo for AI? Didn't happen until 1997, when IBM's Deep Blue beat Garry Kasparov in a very famous game of chess. And now, let's accelerate 17 years and see where IBM is at today.
Problem solvers is going to learn much faster with Watson, and Watson in turn will learn much faster with us. Developers will solve new problems. Business leaders will ask bigger questions. And together, we'll do things generations before couldn't dream of.
To allow people like you to get access to Watson functionality, to build businesses and new business services around Watson. And they also announced in January of this year that they're going to invest $1 billion, that's a billion with a B. So not only are we going to have Watson somewhere around the world, but these devices, your mobile devices, are going to give you access to the smartest AI on the planet, 7 by 24. So when we think about the hype cycle that you are now familiar with, the Gartner hype cycle, we start out with deceptive disappointment and then disruptive stress, and eventually chaos and amazement. And I think we've moved up from being at the inflection point. We're starting to move up that curve. To give you some example of how that curve is moving, consider the vision of AI afforded by Stanley Kubrick in his movie 2001, A Space Odyssey, where he described Hal. You remember Hal's voice. Listen to the latest version of an envisioned AI. In this case, it's Scarlett Johansson in the movie Her. How many of you have seen the movie Her? A few of you, less than half. Take a look at this. This is what happens when, this is an envisionment of what happens when a person falls in love with his AI.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Samantha. Good morning, Theodore.
Good morning.
You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You wanted to try getting out of bed?
Hey, you're too funny.
Okay, good, I'm funny. I want to learn everything about everything.
I love the way you look at the world.
How long before you're ready to date?
What do you mean?
I saw in your emails that you'd gone through a breakup.
Well, you're kind of nosy.
So what was it like being married?
There's something that feels so good about sharing your life with somebody.
How do you share your life with somebody? How are you?
I guess I've just been having fun.
You really deserve that.
It's been a long time since I've been with somebody that I felt totally at ease with.
What's it like to be alive in that room right now?
I wish I could put my arms around you. Wish I could touch you.
How would you touch me?
You get the idea. So, we're heading into a world not just of change, but radical, disruptive change. So radical that it will seem at times like a blur. Like a real blur. It will be very difficult to interpret events. And it's going to be up to us to win a very special race. Here is H.G. Wells in The Outline of History, who said human history becomes more and more a race between education and catastrophe. I think Wells got that exactly right. The way the future turns out is going to be a function of what you and we do with it. And exponential technologies amplify our intentions. So they can amplify our positive intentions or our negative intentions. And what we are encouraging you to do over the entire course of this program is to imagine inventing the future boldly and do it responsibly. Thank you very much.